What up, YouTube? This is Alex Lexus, the man, the myth, the juggernaut, and coming at you with a. Oh, what the heck? Hold on a second. My fault. I forgot to turn off the other sound. But just a quick prelude as to the short featurette that I'm coming at you with, and the reason why I wanted to cover this topic because this could adversely affect geeking out, Newgamingorder, and the Microsoft Store. So, with that, let's get this intro started. I am Alex Lexus. Currently not brought to you by Full Screen that we're still trying to fix this with YouTube. And we are going to open the reactor, turn the lights on. Intro created with the talents of Michael Hurdle of michaelhurdle.com. Make sure you check him out for your graphic design needs. Alright, so like I was saying in our little prelude, I'm actually going to show my face. Hopefully this camera gets into focus. I wonder why the heck it does that. But yeah, the live cam, bam. Let me kind of work around this thing because it was working. I don't know. Sometimes this thing gets weird, but in any case, I think it just needs more light. I think I have to upgrade the equipment once we get a couple of things in place. But since this is a live showing, I did want to give you guys like a little update that I did go to see Aquaman not too long ago, and it was excellent. Awesome movie. So make sure you go check it out. I'm trying to see if folks will agree with me and say that it's one of the better superhero films, well paced, well constructed, and we'll see how that goes. I still have to see Infinity War and Ant-Man 2 according to Shinwar, but let me see if this thing will come back. All right. So yeah, just bear with me. Just a little technical difficulty because this stupid camera doesn't want to get its damn thing in order. But yeah, I did want to touch base on what's going on with the fighting game community in DragonBall FighterZ. With that, I don't know. There's a lot of greed going on, and pretty much, long story short, we have a dilemma here that seems that Toei Animation, the right holders to Dragon Ball, is having a little bit of a fit in terms of what Bandai Namco and Arc Systems created with their intellectual properties. And in doing so, they had to take a risk. They gambled, purchase a license to create a fighting game that is doing relatively well. Bandai Namco was able to pay back those licensing fees and, you know, move on with their agreement. Now, what seems to be happening is, and I noticed this too, where anything like for Dragon Ball FighterZ, Dragon Ball FighterZ related, anytime I uploaded something, it was like, oh, copyright claim, and not strikes, but claims. So I think that in part might have been hurting the main channel. And it looks like if you really like, I had some of the articles I was reading up, and I even listened to some other YouTubers while I was driving home. And think of it like how GameStop makes a whole bunch of money off of used games. So you have 343 Industries, they make a game and they only see the money off of that first, you know, like brand new sale. Where GameStop will constantly make money like reselling that used game, the Halo 5 or whatever, right? So this is kind of why that whole digital distribution, where they eliminated GameStop, and for every unit sold or every code sold, the studio, the developer, the IP holders, they are gonna make 100%. So I don't know how much longer GameStop's gonna last, but the point being is Toei is not seeing any revenue from their characters being hosted on, you know, tournaments, ESPN, fighting game tournaments, like you can think of Winter Brawl, NEC, you know, East Coast Throwdown, and in EVO. And a lot has been surfacing that Mr. Wizard is a little bit concerned that if they have to pay out anything to, you know, host Dragon Ball FighterZ for EVO 2019, it's probably not going to happen. And further, it looked like it was like pulling teeth to even get it for EVO 2018. Now, right now, Dragon Ball FighterZ is the hottest fighter on the market right now. And I don't see how Toei should have any issue with this. This is free advertisement. I mean, Dragon Ball Super is doing phenomenal. Dragon Ball Super Broly last week came out in Japan, and then we're getting the, you know, January 16th US release, right? So any publicity is good publicity, but it looked like it seems like somebody got their head up their asses, because it's like, oh, we don't need the exposure, we don't need this. And that's not a good thing. That cockiness has gotten companies in trouble, and it's just not cool. Now, it's almost making me regret that if Dragon Ball FighterZ even exists, because it just shows you the ugliness behind, though. It's just a business, you know, where you're getting IPs and all that, and folks are getting extremely butthurt. Now, Toei wanted to see some sort of revenue off of any Dragon Ball FighterZ tournament popping up. So that concerns me, because Francis, Shinwar, and myself, we have a little thing going. I stream, Francis helps host, Shinwar is the, you know, the mastermind that got this thing rolling, and, you know, to provide content and everything. It's just making me look at the business side of things. It's really messed up. And Toei's not gonna lose any money if they allow these tournament organizers to continue, you know, running their game. First, they have to buy the DLC, buy the units, and house the consoles. I don't see where the issue is. But if they're not seeing any revenue, that's just showing that there's greed going on. Like, hey, I want to squeeze every little ounce out of this orange because it's my orange. And it's ugly, man. It's ugly. And what's gonna happen if this is the route we're going, just with IPs in general? And it makes me wonder now, if, let's say, Dragon Ball FighterZ gets pulled from EVO and all major circuits, right? Capcom, there's blood in the water. Make Marvel vs. Capcom 4 or that new game all that it can be, and reclaim the crown. And it's not to say that, you know, oh yeah, you know what, jumping ship or anything. Capcom made an inferior product. Dragon Ball FighterZ is where it was at, and is reigning as king right now. But you see, with all this success, and the game being where it is firmly placed as the fighter of 2018, Toei's gonna come in there and mess the whole damn thing up. So I mean, they could do whatever the hell they want with their IP. It's their IP. But if it's a one and done, according to Mr. Wizard, I don't think we're gonna see a really strong Dragon Ball game for a long time. Because if that's how it's gonna be, then hey, it is what it is. Yeah, shout out to Sir Ghost. Yeah, Toei's being extremely greedy, 100%. I don't see a need for that. Yeah, now that's the thing, Ghost. Bandai Namco, the game was successful. They had the DLC packs. People bought it, like, you know, to keep up with the tournament. And they were, you know, they was like, hey, we paid you off. That's it. They're like, no. Then maybe they might be going down a route where if you purchase IPs or licenses to use IPs, like for the duration of the life of that game, you have to pay royalties or something like that. And that would really suck, because it's going to discourage developers from even wanting to do things, with Toei in the future. Yeah, they did get paid, and I had mentioned that early on, but that's not a good look. It's really not a good look. I'm worried. We have a Dragon Ball FighterZ tournament in mid-January. I believe it's January 15th at the Microsoft Store. And who's to say, like, how far will this go? Will we not be able to host tournaments anymore? And will it be something where, I stop streaming it, or I just, we do something local, nobody knows about it? We don't want these issues. I don't know. Like, look at what happened with Nintendo. Nintendo was being extremely difficult. Oh, Smash Brothers and this and that and RIPs and all this other stuff. And then eventually they had to reverse that position. It's free advertisement. Toei is not going to lose any money off of this. If anything, it's going to make people want to, oh yeah, Dragon Ball Super Broly, man, I can't wait to see it. And they're going to go see it in the theater, even with the pirated version floating around. And any of the DVDs that pops up for Dragon Ball Super or whatever deals they have, a Crunchyroll, Hulu, or whatever, this corporate greed is that's anti-consumer. People love Dragon Ball, you know what I mean? And this is the first time Dragon Ball actually rivaled like a fighting game that rivals Street Fighter and Marvel. And they're gonna come in there like, well, we want to get paid. You already got paid, and that's greedy. That's greedy. If it's not in writing or there's a contract that Bandai Namco held their end of the bargain and Toei wants to go even more, that means they're fucked up. That's really fouled up. And part of me is a little bit heated over that, because it just goes to show you people can't have nice things like the cat meme. But that is, I'm running a little longer than I wanted to, because I'm gonna stream some gaming content. But a lot of consumers who became invested in the product often tried it first viewer. Yeah, well, he has a good point, as you can see right here. But Ghost, what are your thoughts just in general as to, they made their end of the bargain. Bandai Namco paid them back. And then they want to get paid more, and then they're feeling left out. And it just, that is a really bad look. It's a really, really, really bad look. Matter of fact, because the chat, as I'm reading it, it lags a little bit. Alright, I see you. But, I'm going to cut this short. I'll probably have a podcast on it. I was going to see if Shinwar wanted to participate, but, I didn't want to bother him too much. But leave your comments below. Is Toei being extremely butthurt difficult? Is this going to change how, or is this going to discourage folks from even using the Dragon Ball IP, going forward? I mean, that's a real disappointment. But this has been Alexis, the man, the myth, the juggernaut. I want to thank y'all for watching. I will have this aired on YouTube shortly. And for those who are checking us out live, Mr. Sir Ghost, I want to thank y'all for participating. And I will be getting our Patreon up and running, because our next campaign, we're trying to get a 4K camera, and I'm trying to set up a green screen downstairs. I'm no longer going to be using the facilities at my employer, because we had some changes, and it's not going to be in my best interest to continue trying that. But it's not a bad thing. I just I want to keep my work and my project separate. So I want to thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna hit you with the head crush, cancel into a pimp smack, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.